Today we have our surface water rescue doing some training on thin ice. At this time of year, spring and fall, we end up, Saskatoon Fire Department tests 9 ponds around Saskatoon for thickness, and they test in the spring and the fall to make sure it's safe for people to enter. Those 9 are only a small percentage of the ponds we have in Saskatoon, but the ones that we test, we have signage to let people know they can enter, which we don't recommend anybody going onto the ice with less than 8 inches of ice, and that's when we'll put the signs out saying people can access it. There are certain ponds like these ones that are no access, and you can see at certain ends, certain ponds, they never freeze solid, and there are other ponds that have composting underneath, which creates bubbles and creates weak ice in random patches, which again, it's not a safe condition to be on. Today we have our water rescue team going in, being victims and rescuing victims. Yes, well, I prefer not to have to use, but we want the guys trained for the times we have to use it. And these guys actually have responded to real incidents and calls like this out of town in ponds and rescuing using these exact techniques. The techniques they train with are reach, throw, row, and go, where they either try to reach for the victim, they throw a rope to the victim if they can. They also, they're not using it today, but we have a dinghy that they use to row across the thin iced water, half in the boat and half out, to get to the victim. And in this case, it's the go version, where they're using a sled to work their way across the ice with ice picks to get to the victim. They tether them and then they reel them back in quickly.